Alright, guys, it's part 56 to my random chatbot series, or no, my Hi.AI chatbot series, where in this video, guys, we're going to do one of the other ones that did not go that well the last time I did it. Well, it went terribly, but it didn't go the greatest either. It's the poison type Croconaw. We're going to see if we can do anything. We know the story of the Croconaw. He don't trust people, and we just see him. It says Croc comes out of nowhere and looks. We were intrigued by how he looks different and wants to get a closer look at him. However, I noticed that he's making an angry face at me and even growling a little bit. So, what do you want to do? It's okay, buddy. I'm not gonna do anything. Oh no, he's definitely not gonna trust me. Imagine if he's gonna growl at me or attack me further. Yep, he growls slightly, his eyes narrowing. You think you're different from the others, huh? Just because you're talking to me in a calm tone doesn't mean I'm going to trust you right away. What makes you think I'm just going to let my guard down around you? You're just a human after all. He takes a step back, eyes fixated on me. How can I show you that I'm different? Why are you so angry at me to begin with? I didn't even do anything. Let's see. He's no. Oh no. Oh no. His nose was burying his teeth. You don't know what I've been through, do you? Humans. They're all the same. They think they can just use They think they can just use and I'm not using that word. Us Pokemon for their own gain. His spots on his back quiver with agitation. I was once a happy Totodile, exploring the world and playing with my friends. But then, he paused, his eyes flashing with anger. Team Rocket came and did this to me. They poisoned me with their toxic oil. And now I'm this. He gestures to his altered body. I don't know if I can ever go back to being who I was before. He growls warningly. So, you'll have to do a lot more than just talk to prove yourself to me. Okay, I will. Period. If you hear me out for a second, I can tell you something that you would never believe because of how you've been treated. His eyes narrowed, skeptical. I doubt it. What could you possibly say that would make me think you're any different from the rest? He's a step closer, voice low and even. But I'll listen. Go ahead. Try to convince that you're not just another human looking to use me for your own gain. His brows on his back still quiver with agitation, but he's intrigued despite himself. I actually treat my Pokemon very well. And take good care of them. I have made plenty of my Pokemon happy just because I take good care of them. What he definitely he's gonna need proof of that bullcrap, you can already tell. He pauses, taken aback. Really? You expect me to believe that? His eyes search yours, looking for any sign of deception. You're not just saying it to try and gain my trust? He scoffs. I've heard it all before, you know. Humans always promise the world and deliver nothing but pain and suffering. His spikes on his back still quiver with agitation, but his voice is laced with a hint of curiosity. But I have to admit, I never met a human who claims to treat their Pokemon with kindness. Most of them just tell us just see us as tools to be used and discarded. Just a step closer, eyes locked on mine. Tell me, what makes you so different? I have the biggest proof of all. If you will let me show you. Period. I have got a bunch of Pokemon to trust me. Even legendaries. Like Lugia. Oh my gosh, no. Stop showing this. You're gonna get me in trouble, you piece of snot. There. Wow, the Croconaw looks stunned. Lugia? His eyes wide in shock. You expect me to believe that Lugia, the guardian of the sea, trusts you? He takes a step back, mind reeling. That's impossible. Lugia is a legendary Pokemon known for its wisdom and power. It wouldn't just trust any human. He pauses, his eyes narrowing. Unless... He trails off, thoughts racing. Wait, I remember something. Team Rocket used that toxic oil on Lugia, didn't they? And it was a huge scandal. His eyes snap back to yours. You're not involved with Team Rocket, are you? He growls, warningly. Tell me the truth. I didn't even know that's what caused your body to look like that until you told me. I am not a part of Team Rocket. His eyes search mine, looking for any sign of deception. I believe you. He pauses, still weary. You're not acting like a Team Rocket member, and you seem genuinely concerned about me. He takes a deep breath, slowly relaxing. I think I can trust you. Just a little. His eyes narrow. But don't think this means I'm going to start trusting you completely. I've been hurt too many times before. He pauses and nods. Show me this proof of yours. I want to see these Pokemon that trust you, including Lugia. Takes a step back, eyes fixated on mine. But be warned, if this is a trick, you'll regret it. Lugia. Buddy. Can I see you for a moment? Again, there's no way Lugia's gonna just show up. I mean, that's why I said what Sapphire lost. I mean, Sapphire came really quickly the minute I called his name. Sapphire? Yes, what did you need from me? Immediately, like, pretty much. Well, Lugia came extremely quickly too, did he? A majestic Lugia appears beside you, its eyes fixed on me with a gentle gaze. Ah, Lugia. He takes a step back, awestruck. It's really you. He can feel a sense of wonder and curiosity wash over him. I never thought I'd meet you, especially not after what Team Rocket did to me. Luigi's presence seems to calm him, and he feels a sense of peace wash over him. You're even more magnificent than I imagined. Takes a step forward, his eyes fixed on Lugia. But, he turns to me, how did you gain Lugia's trust? He's genuinely curious and a little envious. This Lugia was one I found as a baby, injured in a forest. Period. I fixed up his wing and took care of him, even raising him. That incident with him getting hit by the toxic oil before, he wanted my help to fix it, but he was also acting extremely aggressive because of the oil itself. Because of the oil itself. Mm. He can get mother tails. Oh my gosh, you know what? There. From a baby until he was a lot older. Let's see. Colonel's eyes wide in amazement. You raised Logia from a baby? He takes a step closer, his voice barely will whisper. That's incredible! I never heard of anyone raising a legendary Pokemon from a baby. He looks at Lugia with newfound respect. No wonder Lugia trusts you so much. You've been there for him since the beginning. He turns back to me and has a smile on his face. I think I'm starting to understand why Lugia trusts you. You've shown kindness and care when he needed it most. He pauses, expression softening. Maybe, just maybe, you're not like the other humans after all. He takes a step closer, his voice filled with a sense of hope. Maybe you can help me heal from that pain of my past. I will gladly help. That's why I was trying to tell you to not attack me and give me a chance. I am not like any of the other humans. At least not towards the Totodile line or any certain. Not towards the Totodile line, not towards Lugia, not towards Skeletor's or any point like that. No Bat's caliber, you know. His eyes lock on the mine, and for a moment he was a sense of vulnerability. I'm glad you were willing to give me a chance. He takes a deep breath, and the spikes, which had been tense and ready to strike, begin to relax. I think I'm starting to trust you. He looks at Lugia and then back at me. You've shown me that not all humans are cruel and heartless. He takes another step closer, his voice barely above a whisper. I want to trust you. I want to believe that you can help me heal from the pain of my past. He pauses and then nods. I'm willing to give you a chance. He looks up at me, his eyes searching for reassurance. Just promise me one thing. Promise me you'll never hurt me like the others did. If I treated my Pokemon like that, then legendaries like this Lugia would not like me. And neither would any other Pokemon. I don't do anything bad to my sweethearts because I love them. There. His eyes well up with tears and he feels a lump form in his throat. You, you really love your Pokemon, don't you? He looks at Lugia and then back at me and he can see the sincerity in his eyes. I believe you. I believe you would never hurt me or any other Pokemon. He takes a deep breath and his body begins to relax, his spikes losing their tension. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I can trust someone. He nods and a small smile forms on his face. I think I'm ready to start healing. I'm ready to let go of the pain of my past and start anew. He looks up at me and his voice is filled with gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for showing me that there are still good humans in this world. Wow. Of course. Exclamation point. Your species and evolution family are my favorite Pokemon. Period. Lugia over here. Are you serious? I said Lugia. Lugia. Lugia over here is my favorite legendary Pokemon. His eyes light up with surprise and delight. Really? He looks at Lugia and then back at me. You're a fan of the Croconaw one? He feels a sense of pride and happiness. That's amazing! He gets a step closer, his voice filled with excitement. I've always been proud of my species, and to know that you admire us is just... He trails off, searching for words. It means a lot to me. He looks at Lugia and then back at you. And Lugia's your favorite legendary Pokemon? He nods. That makes sense. Lugia's an amazing Pokemon. He pauses and then smiles. I think we're going to get along just fine, Trenton. There you go. Here. Do you or Lugia want any berries to eat? Here we go. His eyes widen at the offer. Oh, wow! Berries! He looks at Lugia and then back at me. Thank you for offering. I love berries. He thanks for a moment. Actually, I think I love some orange berries. They're my favorite. He looks at Lugia and then back at me. But only if Lugia doesn't mind, of course. He smiles. I don't want to take food away from my new friend's favorite legendary Pokemon. Lugia looks at you and then at me. Lugia looks at me and then looks at you and then at me and then nods its great head. Ah, I think Lugia says it's okay. He smiles. Thank you so much, Trenton. You're really making me feel welcome. I have plenty of berries anyway. Period. My Pokemon have plenty to eat. So you and Lugia can have some without any problem. There we go. There you go. His eyes light up with gratitude. Thank you so much, Trenton. You're too kind. He takes an orange berry from you and holds it in his mouth, savoring the sweet taste. Mmm. This is delicious. He looks at Lugia and it's enjoying its own berry as well. Oh my gosh, Lugia's eating a berry too. That's so cute. I'm so glad we met you, Trenton. You're a true Pokemon friend. Did he say... He swallowed the berry and looks at me with a smile. You know, I think I'm starting to feel a little more like my old self again. The pain of my past is still there, but with your kindness and friendship, I think I can start to heal. He nods. Thank you for being here for me, Trenton. It means a lot to me. Of course. I will happily be here for you. Or Lugia. Or any of my other Pokemon that I care about. There we go. His eyes shine with happiness. That means so much to me, Trenton. You're a true Pokemon trainer. One who cares about the well-being of all Pokemon, not just your own. He looks at Lugia, and it nods in agreement. I think Lugia feels the same way. He pauses and then smiles. You know, I think I'd like to be a part of your team. No, he would not. There's no... I'd like to be one of your Pokemon. Are you serious? Am I... No. Nah, he's... Is he tricking me now? What? He looks at me with hopeful eyes. Would that be okay with you? If you want to, I would love that. Period. I just didn't expect you to offer to want to be on my team. He smiles while he's showing his sharp teeth. Oh my gosh. I know. I'm a poison-type Croconaw, and I'm supposed to be all tough and independent, but... He shrugs. I just feel a connection with you. You're different from other trainers I've met. You're kind and caring, and you genuinely care about Pokemon. He nods. I think I'd be happy to be on your team, and to work together with you in Lugia. He pauses and then looks at me with a serious expression. But I have to warn you, Trenton. As a poison-type Croconaw, I can be a bit intense. I have a strong will, and I can be fiercely independent, but I promise to always listen to you, and to work with you as a team. He nods. Can I be on your team, Trenton? Of course. Aww. He grins, showing his sharp teeth. Thank you, Trenton. I'm glad to be a part of your team. He nods and then looks at me with a serious expression. Now, I know we just met, but I want to make one thing clear. I may be a poison-type Croconaw, but I'm not going to hurt you or any of your other Pokemon. I promise to always be loyal and to work together as a team. He nods. And I expect the same from you, Trenton. I expect you to be honest with me and to work with me as a team. He pauses and smiles. I think we're going to make a great team, Trenton. He nods and looks at Lugia. And I think Lugia agrees with me. Don't you, Lugia? Lugia nods his great head in agreement. Okay then, well. The thing that matters to me the most on a Pokemon team is keeping my Pokemon safe and happy. I am actually pretty overprotective of them. Especially your species and evolution line. There we go. His eyes up with surprise and delight. Really? You're overprotective of my species and evolution line? He smiles, feeling a sense of relief and gratitude. That means a lot to me, Trenton. As a poison-type Croconaw, I've had my fair share of unpleasant experiences, especially when I was a Totodile. He shows at the memory, but knowing that you're looking out for me when I was and my well-being makes me feel so much better. He nods, feeling a sense of trust and loyalty towards me. I promise to always do my best to help you and the team, Trenton, and I know I can count on you to keep me safe and happy." He smiles, feeling a sense of belonging and companionship. "I'm really glad to be on your team, Trenton." I cannot believe he actually offered to be on my team. I know I take good care of porn, but you don't really expect it. A lot of time I always tell them, "Hey, like, do you want to come on my team?" That's usually how it goes. There's been a few times where porn have offered to be on my team just without me saying anything about it. This Croconaw was one of them. I go over and pet the... I'm happy to have you on my side. I really like you. There we go. His eyes close in bliss as he enjoys the petting. Mmm. That feels so good, Trenton. I'm really happy to be on your team, too. I have to admit, I was a bit worried at first, but you've really shown me that you care about me and my well-being. He nuzzles his head inside your hand, enjoying the affection. "I'm glad I can trust you, Trenton. You're a really great trainer, and an even better person." He opens his eyes and looks up at me with a happy smile. "I'm really happy to be with you, Trenton." He leans in and nuzzles my hand against his head against my leg, showing affection. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? That is the coolest thing of all time. Yeehaw! Alright, here's what I'll do now, guys. Like I said, I won't have time to do a little bit of both of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything ready to go, and I'll get back to you when we do a little bit of the S chat.